Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. We have serious power failure this side, so I would like to request Mr. Ahmed Nadeem to take over the session. Mr. Ahmed Nadeem, he is working as a training and placement officer in Al Barkat Institute of Management Studies at Aligarh, and he's an experienced soft skills trainer and certified vocational counselor. And over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Can
So
you
my
share the
question,
screen, sir?
yeah. So
Okay.
my question to all of you that can you see the cover letter, the sample cover letter? Is it visible to everyone? So let's start. My straight question to all the participants that whenever we go for the CV writing or resume writing, why we should go with the help of the cover letter? What is the need of the cover letter and why do we prefer cover letter along with the CV? So मुझे आप जितने भी participants हैं, please tell me what do you think about this one? Whether cover letter should be there or not? If yes, then why? If not, then why? One by one, please unmute yourself one by one and tell me, and then I can start immediately.
Actually, sir, it is a webinar, so they will not be able to mute them on their self. But if somebody raises the hand, I can unmute them and they can answer the question.
Let me, yeah. Okay. So please let me know. I just do not want this webinar one-sided. I just want you to become the important part of it by knowing that what exactly you think and where exactly you are standing. So please let me know. I mean, all the participants, are you able to hear me or not? Please reply me. Okay. Okay.
Mr. Ahmed Hassan, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, please unmute yourself and tell me. I just want this session to be very interactive. मैं नहीं चाह रहा हूँ कि मैं 1 घंटा यहाँ बोल के चला जाऊँ and everything should go into the dustbin. नहीं, मैं चाह रहा हूँ कि कुछ चीजें आपके समझ में तो आए. If not all, at least to an extent 50-60%.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm Mohammed Faizan here. So I think the cover letter is very important because we can give the reference from where we found the advertisement or the posting of the job, from where we have got the information about it, and
Wonderful.
how we can also put across how we are the best fit for that particular job role.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That is great. Okay, now I can start properly.
Yeah.
Faizan, first of all, thank you so much for wonderful reply, and you have your interpretation is just great. See, in most of the companies, in most of the higher institution, if you go for the higher studies, they ask for the SOP, statement of purpose. This is also a statement of purpose that why you are best fit for this particular role along with your CV. So suppose if I'm going to have a look on your CV or resume, so I find you good for 2 or 3 profiles, but your cover letter says that for this particular role, you are the best person. So how relevant you are, how competent you are for this particular role. Just इसमें दिया हुआ है for the role of an economics teacher. So when we go for the cover letter, what kind of content we should put there, or what kind of content we should write there in a cover letter. Cover letter should be filled with an information from where you have received or got the information that the job opening is right there, as Faizan said. Then some praise to the organization in which you are going to work, in which you are going to send your CV and cover letter, your educational background, and how fit your candidature is for this particular role, which is the most important part. And believe me, if your cover letter is very good, what I have seen in so many cases that they are not going to even open your CV. They just see your cover letter and they call you for the job. So cover letter बहुत effective होना चाहिए. It must be very effective. So let's start right from the top. On the top, just write cover letter for the role of an economics teacher. ये एक sample cover letter है. On the left hand side, address of that particular institution where you are going to send, and then the subject. So the subject CL means the cover letter, XYZ, your name, job title at the place of teacher, जो भी job title हो, advertisement number. Suppose if you came to know about this job opening from Times of India, mention Times of India. If from social media, which platform of social media like WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, just mention there. And then you come to the very important part, which is dear respected Mr. And then you come to the first paragraph. So in first paragraph, what you are going to do, you must have to praise to that particular organization, and you must say that how you feel after having a look on the job description. So with reference to your advertisement dated so and so, Times of India, I do feel confident that I'm the best fit for the required role and always want to become the part of this qualitative system carrying institute, or whatever you want to write in your own language. आप उसको लिख सकते हैं बहुत आसानी से. So the first 2 to 3 lines is going to show that how you are feeling after having a look on the job description. पहली बात. दूसरी बात, थोड़ा सा प्रेज करते हैं, like I have written here that I always want to become the part of the qualitative and system carrying institute. तो इस तरह की प्रेजिंग हमको करनी पड़ती. The second paragraph, जिसमें हम अपने एजुकेशनल क्वालिफिकेशन और एजुकेशनल पार्ट को जरा एम्फेसिस करते हैं. लाइक ड्यूरिंग माय पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन, अगर आपका पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन है तो पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन, अदरवाइज पीएचडी, ग्रेजुएशन, व्हाटएवर एजुकेशन यू हैव completed till that particular day. During my post graduation from a reputed Central University of India, नाम वहां पे लिख दीजिए if you want. Completed degree with more than 90% marks. Most of the HRs say that if you are having more than 70%, you can mention. If it is less than 70% or less than 65%, just leave that part. Or grade. And I have won many awards during my academics. So in these 2 lines, you have said that you are not only the bookish person. See, like the current scenario, everyone is looking a person who should be the very dynamic. So apart from the subject knowledge, you must carry some soft skills portions also. Now the third part, I have attended several seminars, debate, discussions on economics, and has given the presentation on a topic of so and so. जो भी आपका टॉपिक हो, सपोज इफ यू आर अ स्टूडेंट ऑफ एमबीए, सपोज इफ यू आर अ स्टूडेंट ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग, सो आपका जो भी प्रेजेंटेशन होता है, ऑब्वियसली 3 महीने 6 महीने पे इस तरह के प्रेजेंटेशंस होते रहते हैं, यू कैन मेंशन. आपकी इंटर्नशिप होती है, आपका डिसर्टेशन होता है, यू कैन मेंशन दैट पर्टिकुलर पार्ट. बिकॉज attending several seminars, debates, discussions means you are very much aware, you have the exposure of the trend, कि what kind of trend is going on. उसके बाद फिर हम very important portion पे आते हैं, which is during my 3 months of internship in a reputed school. See, nowadays the trend has really changed. They really want to listen from you that how good you were in your internship and what exactly you have done. They really want to know, and this is your very strong area. If they really do not want to go in that particular area, you must pull them, because this is your strong area. 1 महीना 2 महीना 3 महीना जितना भी आपने इंटर्नशिप की है, उस इंटर्नशिप के बारे में बताइए अपने कवर लेटर में, अपने सीवी में और अपने इंटरव्यू में फेस टू फेस. So during my 3 months of internship in a reputed school का नाम, I was teaching to standard so and so, under the guidance of a senior teacher, and understood a lot about the behavioral and learning issues of student. See, here I am not talking only about your subject knowledge as an economics teacher, but the behavior and the learning issues of student. तो कहीं ना कहीं psychological बात भी हो रही है, which is the part of the soft skill. How you are going to understand, how you are going to point out that these portion of students or this student is having different kind of issues. So उस part को भी आपको कहीं ना कहीं highlight करना पड़ेगा. Now I'm dynamic by nature and believe that teaching students and providing them latest information is my passion. सो अपने जॉब ओपनिंग को, अपने वर्क को कहीं ना कहीं अपने पैशन से जोड़कर आपको, यू मस्ट शो दैट इन योर कवर लेटर, इन योर सीवी. Again, attached is my CV, resume. Please spare your precious time to have a look in it. I do believe that I will get the honor to become the part of your institute. Again, in one line, you have praised the organization. So praising is an important part of corporate. Praise हमें करना पड़ता है, whether they deserve this or not, but we must go for this. At the end of the cover letter, आप एक आध phrase use करते हैं, saying use करते हैं, like a teacher always inspires, या learning is a never ending process, honesty is the best policy, kind of जो sayings होती हैं वो आपके mindset के बारे में बताती हैं, that what kind of mindset you are carrying. उसको लिखिए, and left hand side, thanks and best regards, your name, contact number, email address. Your cover letter is just completed. Just completed. Again, let me tell you that if your cover letter is very well written, most probably if person like me is going to have a look on your cover letter and your cover letter is more than 80%, I'm not going to open your CV. Believe me. And it is being happened. It is being happened since long. कि कॉर्पोरेट में आपका सीवी ओपन नहीं किया जाता अगर आपका कवर लेटर, बट इन मेनी केसेस, इन परसेंटेज केसेस, in more than 90%, what I have seen that students are not going for the cover letter. क्योंकि कवर लेटर लिखना आपको आना चाहिए. राइटिंग एक स्किल है और ये स्किल आपको आनी चाहिए, बिकॉज in future you must have to write down, report writing, para writing, and then SOPs. Then how you are going to write it down, how to start, how to go into the middle body, and then how to conclude. ये चीजें आपको पता होनी चाहिए. Then cover letter is the best tool. उसको use करिए आप. Okay, so I think the cover letter part is okay. At the end of the session we are going for the question answer round. So इस राउंड में अगर आपको कोई भी चीज समझ में नहीं आई है, अपने क्वेश्चन रेडी रखिएगा. लास्ट के 10 मिनट हम क्वेश्चन आंसर राउंड पे ही काम. नाउ the CV. Okay, is it visible to everyone? I believe.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is great. So see, this portion of the CV is called the header. This portion. So in header, what we are going to write down. Before that, I really want you to let me know that is there any difference among biodata, CV, and resume? Would you like to give any reply in chat box or by your voice, by saying few words?
Biodata is used for a marriage proposal.
Biodata.
Yes.
Okay. And what about CV and resume?
CV and resume is used for a job. You're looking for a job.
Okay. Okay. That is good. That is good. Okay. Obviously, the biodata we have been using for the personal detail, and in job, biodata is being used with the CV for the forces, armed forces, because in that particular area we will have to provide our personal information like color of hairs or color of eyes and height and all these. The CV and the resume, what we believe, and the trend, the current trend of regarding CV and resume, that once you are experienced, you are going to use the word resume. Till you are not experienced, you use the word CV. And some people are saying when you are going for when you are going to emphasize the more area of your education, you always go for the curriculum vitae, which is CV, and in rest of the profiles you go for the resume. So now in the header, curriculum vitae on the top, use the font size 14, make it bold. On right hand side, your current latest colored picture, your name, your contact number. If you are using a different mobile number for the WhatsApp, just mention there your email address and the address for the correspondence. If your permanent address is the same for the correspondence, okay, you can use the same. Now, this portion, the career objective. See, the career objective part is not the same for each and every job. So we may see a big difference in each and every job. And the reason, the first reason, whenever we are sending our CV or resume to any middle size or big companies, they are carrying software called automated tracking system. So in the automated tracking system, the HR receives those resumes only which are covered with the keywords. For example, if you are going to send your CV for marketing manager, and in your CV, the marketing manager term is not mentioned, your CV is going into the dustbin. If it is the matter that you are going to give your CV hand to hand, at the same time you are going to appear in interview, no issues at all. But on website of any organization, if you are going to upload your CV in career, then obviously you must use that keyword, which is very important. So that keyword means that job opening: marketing manager, marketing executive, economics teacher, digital marketer, Java software developer, Python software developer, quality analyst, financial analyst. So whatever is the job opening, you are going to mention in your CV. Now I have written two samples of career objective. If you may write different or better than this. Looking for a rewarding opportunity where I can use my skills and knowledge as that job opening for organizational and personal growth. Seeking an organization where I can use my education skills and experience to meet and surpass its goal. So either you can use these words, these lines, or you can make your own. But that particular job opening term should be mentioned in your CV, which is very important. Now, this is the second part. Looking for a multi-specialty hospital or any reputed medical institution where I can use my medical education skills and experience and so and so. Yeah, for the role of physician assistant या physical therapist, physician, जो भी job opening, वो that must be mentioned here. So by mentioning the job opening, you are able to send your CV direct with the help of software to the HR, and then only HR is going to have a look on your CV. Now the next part, which is educational. So in reverse order, postgraduate, graduate, 10 plus 2, 10. Suppose if you are a PhD, so write here PhD, and then postgraduate, and then graduate. And after that, if you want to mention any diploma or certification which is related to that particular job opening, or it's going to give any kind of mileage to that particular job opening, you can mention that diploma, and you can, if you want, you can erase 10 and 10 plus 2. So in that case, suppose if you are a PhD holder, or if you are a postgraduate having 2-3 diplomas along with the graduation and post-graduation, you can mention and erase the 10 plus 2 part and 10. And then the portion of institution, put the name of the institution here, obviously the year and the grade. Again, in the grade, if you are more than 70%, mention the grade. If not, just erase this part. Just erase this part. Now, the certification and the kind of license, if you have received any, like many of the guys who have been working in the finance have received so many license from the government. So you can mention in the certification and license part. Achievement in college or university, if you have won any kind of prize, you can mention in this part. This is your achievement. Now again, the part of the internship. See, again, let me tell you that the internship is a very important part, and in 10 to 15 minutes of the interview, most of the interviewers really want to know on 2-3 points. The first point, which is ice breaking. I mean, tell me about yourself and how was your internship and what you have learned in your internship and how good you are in calculated risk taking abilities. So these are the points in which they really want to judge you. And obviously, how good you are in communication. So okay, ये 2-3 एरियाज है जहां पे आपको बहुत स्पेसिफिकली काम करने की जरूरत है. अगेन, द पार्ट ऑफ द इंटर्नशिप, you should mention in 1 or 2 lines about the internship. If you have done your internship in phases, in 2 or 3 phases, you mention in 2 or 3 phases, and you can mention the name of the organization where you have completed your internship. You can mention the name of that particular supervisor under which you have completed your internship. उसको भी mention कर लीजिए, but don't go in detail about your internship in CV, because you will have to speak in the interview regarding your internship. So just the outer line regarding your internship, you must have to mention, like the duration, from which date till which date, name of the company, name of the supervisor. That is it. Now the computer literacy part. See, in nowadays, what I have seen, what I've been observing, that most of the companies, more than 95% companies are assuming that the candidate is carrying the knowledge of MS Office. Like, you understand the Word, you understand Excel, and you understand PPT. Understand means hands-on experience. So suppose if you'll have to write down, draft a letter on Word, you are able. If you will have to draft a detail on Excel, you are able. If you are going to give half an hour of presentation on PPT, you are able. So itna to requirement hai. This is must. This is must. Apart from this, computer language, ये पहले हमारे पास हुआ करता था कि हमें वर्ड आता है, एक्सेल आता है, कम से कम 10 साल पहले. अब if you understand Coral, if you understand advanced Excel, if you understand digital marketing, if you understand the basics of algorithm and machine learning, artificial intelligence, then you can or kind of any kind of coding, then you can mention. लेकिन जो बेसिक इंफॉर्मेशन है जो आपको आनी चाहिए, वो वर्ड, एक्सेल और पीपीटी, इतना तो मस्ट. Now, the language portion. So before I go into the part of the language,
one question, please.
I will request to all the participants that if you have free time, try to go to learn any language. Suppose if you are going to do your own business, go for Chinese language, you can go for the Chinese language, you can go for the Spanish. If you are looking for the job, you can go for French, Spanish language. So because most of the companies are having offshore work of of finance and marketing, and so many works are there. So suppose and the clients are from Europe and America. So if you are able to understand German, French, Spanish, Chinese, obviously you would be able in so many, I mean, in very few duration to lead the team, because you are having an upper hand because you understand the language. So you can be the face to interact with the client. इस बात का बहुत ध्यान रखिएगा. So whatever language you understand, just mention there, reading, writing, and speaking portion. In these three portions, how good you are, just tick or cross. उसके बाद co-curricular activities पे हम आते हैं, in which most of the companies are having a lot of focus that what you have done during your academic years, how good you were or you are in co-curricular activities. So co-curricular activities like how good you are to discuss any issue, like in group discussion, how good you are for the debate, how exposed you are for political issues, for educational, international or national issues, social issues, how good you are. So the co-curricular activities of any syllabus is focusing on these three areas a lot, including building your confidence, including giving you the exposure. So participation in clubs, leadership project, team working, interpersonal skills, workshops, seminars, interactive sessions. इसमें आपने कैसे participate किया? Because suppose if a lecture is going to be organized on the topic of management student and the software, relation between management student and the software, इसी पे एक घंटे का लेक्चर हो गया, तो उस लेक्चर के बाद आपको ये तो समझ में आएगा, if you are a student of management, then what kind of software you should opt. तो ये co-curricular activities बहुत important role play करता है along with your exposure. Now the extracurricular activities, any sports, डांस कंपटीशन, कोई भी कॉलेज का एनुअल फंक्शन हुआ या किसी और भी तरह जो आपके सिलेबस या आपके करिकुलम को सपोर्ट नहीं करता है, जो को करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज का पार्ट नहीं होता है, बट आपको कॉन्फिडेंस देता है. जैसे आपके कॉलेज में अगर एक एचआर मीट हो रही है, तो उस एचआर मीट में आप पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं वॉलंटियर के तौर पे, कोऑर्डिनेटर के तौर पे, देन हाउ you are going to complete your work, how you are going to start your work, how you are going to have words with the HRs, how you are going to make a good team with the help of your TPO. All these things are the part of your extracurricular activities. Then obviously your strength and weakness, जो आपसे पूछा जाता है, which is the very commonly asked in any interview, that what kind of strength you are carrying or what kind of weakness you are carrying, tell me. So in most of the part we reply that I'm honest. So this is not the real reply. See, till you are not going to start the job, till you are not going to become the part of any organization, they are not going to know that you are honest or not. So this is not the proper reply. Suppose my strength that I'm tilted towards IT. Though I'm the student of management, but I have a very good hold of IT. I'm good in communication. I'm carrying a good leadership. I'm a team player. This is the strength. Weakness. Suppose if they are going to ask weakness, okay, the very real and relevant weakness, even we carry that kind of weaknesses. Like, I really want to do multitasking, but I'm not very much comfortable at this particular place, but I'm learning. So most probably within 6 months or in a year, I'll be able to handle multitasking. Or I'm working on time management, because of what I believe that I'm lacking bit behind on the time management, but I'm working on that. So आपने अपनी बात भी कह दी और एक challenge भी दे दिया that I'm working on that. I'm going to get rid of this problem soon. Now the hobby. हॉबी का पोर्शन कॉमनली हम ये देखते हैं कि 5 7 4 हॉबीज हम लिखते हैं. सी इफ यू डू नॉट अवेयर अबाउट द हॉबी of yourself, just leave that part. Just leave that part. Suppose if I say to you that mm, playing football is my hobby. So playing football is my hobby means the team of HR is going to receive the message that you are a team player. If I say I'm good in playing badminton, means to an extent I want to highlight my personal skills. सो इस तरह से वो रिसीव करते हैं. हॉबी का क्वेश्चन पूछने के बाद ये मैसेज जाता है. सपोज अगर मैं आपसे कहता हूँ आई एम गुड इन स्कूबा डाइविंग, सो कहीं ना कहीं ये मैसेज जाता है कि आप यू आर वेरी गुड इन इन टेकिंग चैलेंजेस, और एक क्राउड से अलग आप कुछ करते हैं. सो जब भी हम हॉबी का रिप्लाई दें तो ये सोच कर दें दैट द टीम ऑफ एचआर इज गोइंग टू रिसीव द मैसेज फ्रॉम दिस. So totally depend upon you that what kind of message you are going to let them know. Now the philosophy of life ये optional है, but what I believe कि अगर philosophy of life आप mention करते हैं, so आपके mindset को ये बताता है. Like मुझसे अगर कोई पूछता है कि what is your philosophy? Let me tell you one thing in strength portion. एक इंटरव्यू था IS का. तो उस इंटरव्यू में at the I mean, after going through the pre and main of written exam, the person is going to become the part of the interview. So as he entered in the zone of the interview, 3 interviewers were there, and one interviewer stood and asked, not asked, he said to the candidate that I hate to see your face. Just try to understand that what is going on. He just stood and said to the candidate that I hate to see your face. So उस कैंडिडेट का कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्कुल लूज हो गया. बट एट द सेम टाइम he realized that this is the very first time I'm meeting with all these 3. How can he see this? How can he say this? So something is being played with me. He realized that, and he was just carrying himself with the confidence, and he came to the interviewers and he asked for the permission to sit on the chair, and he got the permission. As he sat there on the chair, he said to that particular interviewer that thank you so much, sir, for your observation. I don't appreciate your observation, but I can say one thing, that the feeling is mutual. So what do you think for me? I think for you the same. So he went for the interview for more than 25 minutes. At the end of the interview, the candidate asked to the interviewers, sir, may I know that why did you ask this particular question to me? इंटरव्यूअर ने कहा कि तुमने अपना सीवी देखा है? कहाँ देखा? तुमने अपने स्ट्रेंथ में लिखा था सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंट. तुमने कहा जरा देखें तुम्हारा सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस कितना अच्छा है. सो माय intention, my request to all of you, whatever you write in your CV, it should be very real. If it is not real, you are not going to prove that during the interview. So make it very sure. Make it very sure that whatever you are going to write down in your CV, you can prove it during your interview, because they want to listen to you during the interview, some 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. So hobby, now the philosophy of life, like hard work is the key to success, learning is the never ending process, or whatever philosophy you carry, you can write down, or it is optional. But if you write down, your mindset would be very clear. Then personal information, date of birth, father's name, husband name, permanent address, temporary address, nationality, notice period. Notice period, suppose if you're going to get the job first time, even then you should take some time for 5 days to 7 days, because all of a sudden you cannot go to join the job. Suppose if you are being appeared in an interview this evening and tomorrow morning you are not able to join the job. So ये एक maturity का level भी है कि you are going to ask for the notice period कि sir at least give me 5 days or 7 days to join the job because I'll have to get my things done and then will come to join the job. Then the declaration part, I assure that above stated information in my CV is fair and best to my knowledge. Reference, in most of the CVs in most of the companies they are asking for the reference. So in reference या तो हम अपने कलीग का रेफरेंस देते हैं जो आपके बारे में अच्छी राय रखता हो या अगर हम अपने टीचर का दे सकते हैं, अपने ट्रेनर का दे सकते हैं, काउंसलर का दे सकते हैं. एक मिनट. Okay, so now the last point, if you remember that ATS, automated tracking system, just to use the keywords again, note I'm comfortable and confident for the role of sales manager या जो भी role हो, यहाँ पे एक बार और mention करिए, in your organization I am neither over nor underqualified for this particular job opening but a best fit for the role title. It shows that you have given the keywords, you have given the confidence in your CV, and you are showing that you are a dynamic person, your signature, your date. That is it for the CV. So now we can go for the question answer round.
Dear candidates, we are running short of time as it is already 6:54 p.m. So kindly post your questions as early as possible. We will be taking it within next 2 to 3 minutes.
Or you can
First
ask.
question is,
Or you can ask.
if you will this MS Word document will be shared with us?
Yeah, sure. I'll send to Aisha ma'am, and she will distribute. I mean, she will forward to all of you.
Can we write the name of the university in the cover letter, sir?
You can. You can.
Okay. Any other question?
Sir, how many pages sufficient for resume or CV?
How many what?
Pages. 2
Okay.
pages, okay?
If you are fresher, then from 1.5 to 2 pages. 2 pages means maximum. 2 pages are maximum. If you are a fresher, it should be somewhere up to 1.5 pages. That is it. Or in 1 page.
Is there any difference between interest and hobby?
Between
Interest and hobby.
interest and hobby. See, hobby is somewhere related to your nature. You really want to do that by any means. I mean, whenever you have time, let me tell you one example. If you ask about my hobby, or I tell you, whenever I have time, I really want to sit down with my friends and talk to them. This is my hobby. And my writing some poetry can be my hobby. और इंटरेस्ट सपोज कभी कभी मुझे बैडमिंटन खेलने में इंटरेस्ट होता तो वो कभी हो जाता है. So there is a difference between hobby and interest, but hobby relates to your nature to an extent.
That's all for now, dear candidates. Due to lack of time, we will not be able to take further questions.
Should I write on my
so
WhatsApp number? So if they have any query, they can ask me in my WhatsApp.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. 87950000318 is my WhatsApp number. So if any kind of query you are carrying, let me know.
Okay, okay.
Can everybody
okay,
see? I have shared.
Yeah.
8795000318.
I got it now. Thank you.
I hope all of you have noted it down. And please drop a message to sir if you have any query, and refrain from calling because sir is quite busy. And if you want, you can first drop a message, then you can connect with sir. All right.
Yes.
Okay, with this, I would like to wind up the session. I'm really very thankful to Mr. Ahmed Nadeem for his precious time which he has given to us, and I'm also thankful to all of you who all our attendees who all came here and attended the session. Now, with this, I will wind up this session. It was a wonderful session, Alhamdulillah.